For a moment of silence while I pledge allegiance.
But we're going off the subset. That's not one call.
Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
roll call, Madam Secretary.
First District, David Goodall.
Here.
Second District, Corey Slade.
Present.
Third District, Charlie Brown. Fourth District, Pete Lindemoller.
Present.
Fifth District, Christine Sia.
Here.
Sixth District, Ted Bilski.
Here.
Seventh District, Randy Meyer.
Present.
All right. Quorum is established. Okay. Do we want to start with the ordinances or the actions first?
We do the actions. first,
Actions?
and then
Okay. Would someone take action number one?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I would move to approve prosecutor supplemental positions as requested.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve prosecutor supplemental position as requested. No cost to the general fund. Discussion? All in favor? Roll call, please.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Lindemoller,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
Sia.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent. Councilman Bilski?
Which one?
Right here, Ted. Here.
Up there it is. Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to change what we done originally when it comes to the 4% for the reorganization. So I'd like to make a motion. It comes to approximately $100,000. So my motion is to approve the 4% with that reorg, even if they've equaled or met the 4%.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? Well, I'm not gonna, I have reservations about this because I understand they did a reorg and, some are receiving a pay increase way above the 4%, some as much as 16%. And I think that's a sufficient pay increase, for within the 1 year. So, that's all I have to say.
So would anybody be getting a pay decrease in a reorganization? I mean,
No.
so, yeah.
Could be net neutral, though. There has been some.
Right.
And again, I think we owe the department heads that put the budget together to create some disparity between a working foreman, and use those terms because that's what I'm familiar with, and a rank and file. And in my opinion, that foreman should be probably $2 an hour more than the subordinate in which they're supervising, taking care of. $2 an hour, simple math, is about $4,160 a year. So it could take away that raise from them. And to do this for the departments that cooperated, which I thought it was our directive to ask for that. And when we did, that cost is only $100,000 to the entire. But we also, through those reductions, had received good savings, real savings for long-term savings. So such as I eliminate a position that's a $40,000 position, I've saved $27,000 roughly on just healthcare, plus potential claims.
Or Social Security.
And if we did several of those positions, there's your $100,000, right? It's not, I don't think there's a cost there, but I appreciate, I mean, there's a reason to show concern, and no one should be getting an excessive amount of money. However, there are certain positions in here, I feel that I don't think anybody in this building is getting rich. And when you're talking about $40,000 to $45,000 in today's market, that's not really a whole lot of money as far as I'm concerned. It takes a lot to keep someone. $45,000 years ago, I thought was, hey, that's a good job. And also coming up,
Yeah.
my dad used to tell me, hey, kid, if you can make your age, you're going to be doing good. Well, when I was 30, making 30 grand, I thought, hey, I'm killing it. Well, today's
You
day,
probably
they
were.
haven't kept up with inflation, and that's what I think probably why a lot of people are here today, just we need to keep up with inflation.
Madam Chair,
Yes, Councilman.
I would point, I agree with Councilman Bldg on this. Look, our financial director, who we're all very happy with, has sent an email out asking for everybody to come in under a certain amount. Now, if we had granted a 4% raise, we granted a 4% raise without any reorgs, and then reorged after that, the dollar amounts would be exactly the same as they are now. So if we eliminated hypothetically one councilman, and which, if we could do that, and spread that one salary.
Which one?
Me. And spread my salary amongst the remaining 6. I don't have a problem with giving a 4% raise on top of that, but it's coming out of the same pool of money. So, and as Ted pointed out, we did save a lot on insurance, because I think this might have come in at a little under 100 grand, and Scott ballparked it for, but we have saved that much. If 4 jobs were eliminated, and they have been, we'd be money ahead. We're money ahead. So for that reason, I'll
Probably
be,
even, maybe.
for that reason,
Well, yeah.
okay, even. For that reason, I'll be
Maybe.
supporting.
Anyone else have, are you, I'm sorry.
A question, what positions will this additional $100,000 go to?
Scott has it, I can look in my phone real quick, because I asked for that same information. I get through the pictures of my.
Yeah,
phone.
they're on.
After that, we'll go between the treasurer office and the county auditor office. So they eliminated, I think, 2 or 3 positions. So,
Our treasurer and auditor,
and they can tell you the specific job that they spread those to, but that's essentially the 2 main offices. There's a couple other board eliminated role.
Mhm.
And then I'm speaking at this point. Jail had a couple options, I think maybe the police as well. But they were a lesser, negligible amount, but the bulk of the money is the treasurer office and the county assessor office.
Assessor or auditor?
Assessment.
Okay.
Okay, any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Lay,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
No.
Bldg,
yes,
Neemeyer,
No.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Sia,
No. Motion fails.
No.
Okay. All right, ordinances. You want to start at one end, Councilman Lay? Number 1?
Is this ordinance for appropriation, Form 4A and 4B, or to move for passage?
It's actually an ordinance authorizing the tax levies.
Number 1.
Oh, I thought we passed that. Ordinance authorizing tax levy, or -1, move for passage.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve ordinance authorizing tax levies. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bldg,
yes,
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Yes.
Lay,
Yes,
Sia,
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, I move for approval and second reading ordinance for appropriations forms 4A and 4B, which is ordinance number 2.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Bldg,
yes,
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
yes,
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sia,
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent. Councilman Bldg.
Madam Chair, before I make a motion on the salary ordinance, Scott, establishing that salary ordinance, is that calculated into, does that go in conjunction with number 7 on here?
No,
Will it affect it?
no. 27 or number 7 and 27 pay discussion. separate.
Yeah, we're not
The
doing-
So
salary
you're
ordinance
gonna
is just the
increase the
annual amount.
ordinance, it's just the annual amount?
Yeah.
Okay. Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve the salary ordinance for 2024. That would be ordinance number 3.
Second,
Motion's been made and seconded, approve salary ordinance for 2024. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Yes,
Lay.
yes,
Yes.
Bilski.
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent. Councilman Lindemold.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve the longevity ordinance for 2024, ordinance OR -4.
second,
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Ham.
yes,
Lay.
yes,
Yes.
Bilski.
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
My turn.
Councilman Niemeyer.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve on second reading the sheriff clothing allowance ordinance, ordinance 5.
Is there a second?
second,
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion?
Madam Chairman,
Yes.
I know we're in negotiations. Has that been an item that's been brought up, the increased clothing allowance? And if so, did we do an approximation to round up, or at the end of negotiations, would we simply reappropriate additional money for that clothing allowance, if that's something in the CBA, or should that be addressed now?
Well, I don't want to.
I'm not gonna throw dollar figures out, and I would never negotiate. I'm not here to negotiate through the media or any other way. But the question is whatever that amount is, if it's going to be increased, do
We would do a new clothing allowance.
You would have to do a new
and
ordinance.
And an additional.
and it doesn't have to be done at the budget time. That
Correct.
was only my
Correct.
only concern.
Okay. Okay, was there, are you going to make motion?
Oh,
I thought it
I
was,
thought Randy.
I did, yeah.
yeah.
I made the motion.
Oh, okay.
It's
Second.
Okay, and it was seconded, correct.
Yep.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Lay.
yes,
Yes.
Bilski.
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Yes,
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
I did have a question. I was a little late. That's why I hesitated. So we can go back and change this if, as Ted suggested, if we want to, right?
Yeah, after our budget has been approved by the state, we can move forward, and our 2024 budget has been approved by the state. We can move forward with additional.
Yeah, but they don't approve it sometime in the first of the year, January, do they?
They've been pretty,
It'll be after January.
It'll be after January.
maybe,
Yeah, once we approve the budget today,
Mhm.
we can't modify the budget until January.
Right.
So we
right.
can modify it in January with the additional appropriations if needed. And then the way our payroll cycle functions, even if you make it effective January, the first pay of 24 that would reflect the new rates would be the first pay in February. So we have plenty of time, is my point, if we take action the first
But it would
meeting
be
in
after,
January.
it would be after the first of the year. though.
Correct.
Yes.
That is correct.
Okay, thank you.
are you prepared to make the motion on the next ordinance, number 6?
Pre-dem. My assistant here, it's what that, don't, I don't. Yeah.
we're a team.
Yeah, but I'm looking at it, I see, okay. Number 6, I move pre-dem expense ordinance for 2024, ordinance 6 be approved.
Second,
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Lindemoulder.
Yes.
Bilski.
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Ham.
yes,
Lay.
Yes,
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent. Councilman Ham.
Madam Chair, I'll pass and defer to Councilman Bilski.
Madam Chairman, I'm gonna make a motion not to exclude the 27th pay period, not taking the salary and dividing it by 27. My motion is to pay the 27th pay period. It's a cost of approximately $4 million to give every employee in this building a 27th pay period. I believe after talking with Scott and the reductions we can see in the line 2s, we can make that net neutral cost to the general fund. So my motion would be in favor of giving the 27th pay period plus the 4% pay increase.
second amendment for
So
discussion.
motion's been made and seconded to not in favor of this ordinance, but an ordinance to allow the 27th pay, which would be a $4 million cost to the county. So,
I believe it. can be
any
done.
second? I mean, it was seconded. Any discussion?
Yes, Scott, will you confirm what Ted just said?
I think maybe I'll let Tom speak first and then,
Whoever.
yeah.
By statute, the council has the authority to set the schedule of compensation. This is really, the motion is to basically not do anything. It would just say follow it would create the 27th payroll that comes out every number of years. And I think the cleaner thing would be for somebody to make a motion to approve the ordinance and then either vote it up or vote it down. I think it's confusing the way, Councilman, the way the motion is made.
So there is no motion there. I can make the motion to approve.
No,
Well, no, there is a motion. So you could take a vote on it. You would have to vote it down.
What's that?
The motion doesn't reflect this.
No, it's
No,
it's not this motion.
it's a
It's not
new
this
motion.
ordinance. It's a different motion altogether.
Which, right, there's no ordinance.
No.
And would it require an ordinance? Does it need to be added to agenda? No, it's just an ordinance out of off the agenda.
Yeah, so Tom, just gonna repeat what Tom's saying. If we take if we didn't take any action at all, like when we didn't draft this ordinance, the 27th pay would occur as scheduled and it would be an additional $4
Correct.
million. However, if this ordinance passes, then the 27th pay calculation is modified and then therefore the additional cost of the county is avoided. So we don't need an additional action to,
With that said,
Yeah.
my fault, sorry for the confusion. What I would do is withdraw my motion if they would withdraw the second. And I would yield because I cannot make a motion to take the money away from the people and reduce their pay.
Okay,
So has that been,
so now we're back to the agenda.
Madam Chair, I'd
You
like,
have to ask Councilman Wade to remove.
The
Oh.
chair never accepted his motion, but I'll withdraw to help you. It was never accepted.
Thank you, Council.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve on second reading the ordinance establishing the pay rate for Lake County employees in a 27th pay period year, ordinance number 7.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion.
Yeah. I just want to be clear, help me on a yes means what and no means.
A yes would mean that there would be 27 pays spread out, divided, that's annual salary of the employee divided by 2,160 hours and paid out throughout the year. I don't want there to be a misunderstanding that it reduces their salary. They get the same salary that the ordinance says, it just gets paid out over 27 pays instead of 26.
Counselor, though, but if you, in reality, if you add that extra pay period in there, I'm making less per week. So if there's 52 weeks in a year, there's 26 pay periods. You take my salary of 40,000 divided by 27 and 26. Every 2 weeks, I'm seeing less money.
You're still, you're
year.
still seeing,
At the
yeah,
end of
your
the year.
salary doesn't change.
Got folks that are barely making it to the end of the week.
Just as if you had bi-monthly instead of bi-weekly, your salary doesn't change, just the amount of your check may change a bit. There's no change in salary. Nobody loses any salary in this.
But in the,
Madam Chair, question.
Yes,
Scott, the 4% increases that we budgeted in, what's the total cash impact of a 4% increase across the board?
across levy funds, $4 million.
And so if we did the 27th pay without changing that structure, it would be 4 million plus another 4 million.
Yes,
So an $8 million
Yeah.
impact. And how much is the impact on health insurance on this year's cash flows?
The increase in next year's budget is $6 million. on
So that
levy
would-
funds,
yeah.
Which,
14 million total if we just left it alone, and
right. And the-
10 million if we go with the 27 pays kind of
is-
balanced out.
Right, and the state's allowing us to increase our budget by approximately 7 million. So we're going up by already more than the 7 million. With
We're going
pay
up by
rate-
10 million right
yeah,
now.
by 12 million total.
Yeah.
we're going up. So, and we're getting that additional money from surplus from prior years. So eventually, if we
That will
can't
run out.
carry forward surplus, we're gonna have to look at cost concessions in future budgets.
And that still doesn't even take account for what Oracle will be costing us to get on track.
It's gonna be about a 2-year contract, about an additional $3 million in about 2 years. And, we can discuss that with the commissioner and data, but,
Any further discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Bilski,
no,
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Lindamotor,
Yes.
Sia,
Yes, motion passes 5 yes, 1 no, 1 absent. 2024 budget binding recommendation ordinances. Bilski, you want to go back? Do you want to take that one?
Okay.
Lake Ridge Fire?
I don't mind. Madam Chair, make a motion to approve Lake Ridge Fire Ordinance number 8.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Lindamotor,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yeah.
Sia,
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve the binding recommendation / ordinance for Lake County Solid Waste ordinance number 9.
There's a second?
Second.
Okay, Ray, you had something this one to speak on?
Yes, on the ordinance regarding the 27th pay, you had approval today, second reading. We never had a first reading.
Yeah, there needs to be.
Oh, okay.
Was not on the agenda for the first reading, so you have to.
So, can we go back?
Well, we have a second. Yeah, there's a,
Let's take this motion, then
Yeah,
we can
we'll
ask
go.
for a suspension.
Yeah. okay, any discussion on Lake County Solid Waste? Roll call, please.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Lindamotor,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Sia,
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent. Okay, now we want to go to ordinance establishing, back to the 27th pay ordinance.
Madam Chair, motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to suspend the rules. Roll call, please.
Lay,
Yes.
Lindamotor,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Ham,
Yeah.
Sia,
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve the ordinance on second reading.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion?
Question.
Yes.
And maybe this is for the author of the ordinance. I notice in number 2, it talks about the time and a half's overtime being established at 2080 hours instead of 2160. Is that just because of the 52 weeks in a year? Is that what that's based on?
Yes.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
That's where Scott and I have talked about this and yeah,
Wanted to make sure we were clear. 'Cause
Yeah,
the
that-
numbers
it's-
don't reflect each
that's
other.
why I changed it
Okay.
that way. Just
Thank you.
put it over. No.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Lindamotor,
Yes.
Bilski,
No.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Sia,
Yes, motion passes 5 yes, 1 no, 1 absent. Resolutions. Councilman Lindemoth.
Madam Chair, move to approve. Approve the resolution for the distribution of funds for mental health for Lake County for 2024, resolution number 1.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded.
Question?
Yes.
How are these relationships, the distribution, are these things monitored in any way? How are they chosen? Is that all chosen by commissioners? As far as who, the different,
I think it's
It's-
statute.
It's by the catchment area and then people served. And it's set by statute.
okay. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Lay,
Yes.
Lindamotor,
Yes.
Sia,
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, make a motion to approve a resolution to reduce certain funds to balance the 2024 budget.
Motion's been made. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion?
Just question,
Councilman
I guess discuss.
Blake.
What money is being used to reduce the fund?
Oh, essentially open positions for the vacant positions. So we use 2 million.
Okay. Thank you.
So this was.
Okay, any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Sam,
Yes.
Bldg,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bldg.
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Sia.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent. Who's next? Councilman Ham.
Councilman Light, you want to do?
Motion to use a sum of $30,568,328. 28 cents. That can't be.
For 30 billion.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. 30,568,328. 568,328 as the assessed value for 2024 for Lake County.
Second.
I have no idea if that's right.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Bldg,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bldg,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Sia.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, I move for approval, to approve the 16-line statement for funds, levies, and rates for 2024 for Lake County again.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion? Roll
Yes, I
call,
have a
please.
question. Why are these labeled verbal? Why is that term being used here on these miscellaneous motions?
I didn't hear the question. Can you?
Under the miscellaneous motions, in parentheses is the word verbal. Why is that there?
I believe that's by statute.
Oh,
And it's, probably many years ago, state board, suggested this is where we do it.
I've never seen that word there before. Maybe I have. Okay, any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bldg.
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Ham.
Yes.
Bldg,
yes.
Sia.
Yes, motion passes 6-1 absent.
Madam Chair, may I ask, I'd like to make a motion to add a topic to the discussion or a discussion topic for the coroner's office.
Second.
Third.
All in discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks.
Morning.
So Dave is here with us, Dave Pastrick, and I've been talking about this for quite some time. He has a number of credentialed positions within his department that are lagging quite severely and could affect, if not addressed, the service the coroner's office provides, which we all know is a service that none of us want to access, but it's a necessary part of government to have a qualified coroner staff. And looking through and examining Dave's budget over the last several months, he does an exemplary job of managing the funds that the county appropriates for him and usually coming in under budget. Last year, I wasn't on the council. He did a reorg, and the 5% raises were foregone at that point, and we have 4% budgeted in, but he has some specific positions with specific skill sets that he would like to address. Scott and I have spoke about this as well, looking within the 2024 budget that we just approved to find available transfers. Now, it's going to be tight, right? I mean, there's no doubt it'll be tight because Dave runs a really tight ship. But I would like Dave to explain the positions that he is requesting the increases for, how much, and that way we can put our heads together as we go into 2024, make the necessary transfers, or if it's necessary, a slight additional appropriation after January 1st. So, Dave, if you could.
Thank you, Councilman Neemeyer. We received a letter in the middle of June stating that if we suggest or ask for an increase in our salaries or any line item above 3%, to justify that. I believe that came from your advisors and all of you. And I've been trying to do that after receiving that letter by speaking to most of you or all of you. Recently, I dropped off a large envelope with even a homemade chart in it showing what our fellow deputy coroners are making around the state. I feel that maybe a lot of department heads throughout the county may feel that a lot of their salaries are pretty much where they should be in comparison to other counties our size or the office, maybe their workload. But I've been feeling this a long time, for many, many years. Just not since I became coroner again last year. This body and a couple of other folks who were councilmen before the 23 council helped me with our reorganization. I feel maybe we did it backwards. I feel when we came in the reorganization, we did eliminate 3 positions, and we've been able to run the office efficiently, even though we have positions to still fill. We've been unable to fill those positions, and I feel a lot of it has to do with salary. So with the packets that I dropped off to all of you last week or whatever it was, I was hoping that you read them, that you reviewed everything. I did get a couple of councilmen who called me asking me questions. If I back up to the reorganization, I remember 1 or 2 of the councilmen saying, "Are you sure you can eliminate these positions?" And at that time, we were pretty sure we could. So I stand by those positions being eliminated. We don't need them back. But I don't need to lose any more. We are filling a couple of more. We have an entry level, a certification level, and a senior level, and we're filling the senior level and the entry level. Actually, the certification and the senior level. As I stated in my packet, January 1st of 2023, Governor Holcomb signed a law saying that deputy coroners and deputy coroners will be first responders and public safety officers. I felt that was pretty effective when I wrote this up to give to all of you, that might be another consideration to give the raises to this fine group of deputy coroners. The workload just more and more. And I think these individuals have done an outstanding job in their capacity as a deputy, dealing with decedents' families and all the law enforcement agencies. I don't think there's a law enforcement agency or any agency that we deal with, from federal down to local back up to federal, that wouldn't feel justified that our staff be given this raise. In working with my chairman, Councilman Niemeyer, and others, we are trying to work something out within the budget. And I hope we can make that work. But there is a possibility, if something is reduced, to try and help make these raises come true in 24, that we may have to come back and ask for additional funds in 1 or 2 of the particular line items that we're considering reducing. Is that kind of?
Yeah, and I'm actually very supportive of what Dave is doing with those positions and his request. I felt like it was something that with the budget template we're working with, it was difficult to approve within the current template without seeing where all of this lands and then doing the transfers that we can do, and then figuring out if there can be an additional position eliminated, taking that action, and possibly after the first of the year doing an additional appropriation of a small amount. I didn't want to just throw a bunch of money at this thing without us really kind of making sausage and running this thing really tight. So I feel like we can fulfill the request. But I wanted to make sure that the whole council heard the same information. I'm supportive of Dave and I want to see us work hard on making sure that if there are transfers available, we do that. And if there is a need for a small additional appropriation, we do that as well. It's definitely an essential service.
Madam Chair,
Yes, Councilman Lee.
I'm gonna have to apologize, Dave. I didn't receive it, nor did I read it. It may be in my, excuse me, it may be in my box. What are we talking about in terms of dollars? I mean, it's been a lot of conversation. What are you
In
looking
terms
for?
of dollars, Councilman Lay, what I did is I considered last year's 5% and this year's 4%, which is, we weren't given the 5% because of the organization, and I understand that because we did ask for additional funds above 5%, of course. That the council was able to allow us in that reorganization. We're going anywhere from 5% up to 19% for the deputy coroner. And you'll see in the packet, if you review it,
I'll look.
the comparisons that I'm making. I'm also making comparisons to correctional officers, entry level deputy sheriffs, as well as I think 4 or 5 other coroner's offices around the state. We're below, we're way below the other 4 or 5 examples that I gave. But I just feel that the type of work that they do, the conditions that they're in each and every day, that it needs a raise.
Okay, but let's go back to your budget again. You're saying if you eliminated certain jobs, you would be able to have the money there to get someone a 19% bonus?
Well, because the reorganization I had.
No, I understand that.
And so we were able to put that together without more appropriation, or additional appropriation. This time around, we're still trying to figure out a couple of the line items that we'll be able to use to go against the full amount that we're requesting.
Yeah, but they would come from your budget. You would eliminate
Some
some
of it.
position
Some of that,
to get to the 19%.
I'm still asking for.
Yeah, it would be, if I might interrupt, Councilman Lay, it would be a combination of interbudgetary transfers along with possible small additional appropriation. That's what it would take to make this request happen.
Oh, okay, I'll let.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
Scott, what would be, and I asked Mr. Pastor, what would be the total cost of what's requested?
If just the salary piece.
Yeah.
About $100,000 more than what's in the current budget right now. So if you guys just said, hey, we'll just take their salaries as submitted, it'd be $100,000.
I could support that, Brandon.
Yeah, but if we can do it through a combination of transfers and a small additional appropriation, then it lessens the overall total impact.
But you could take that because it'll go in cash balance. Otherwise, but if you chose to make the motion for the appropriation, you could then work with Mr. Pastrick and find out where, I don't think he's got much, any fluff, and you could remove that. But you could, at least he could start advertising the new salary for these people that he's short. That's his hang up.
Well, we can't make the appropriation request till January.
Oh,
We could make it on the current budget.
You can make it on the current budget, yes.
Right, but we're talking about 2024. These are salaries for the 2024 salary
Right.
ordinance. So that's why I was thinking in the 2024 mindset.
I guess I'm just saying, if you made a motion, I would support it. I'm not gonna make a motion and step on your toe.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, Dave, but what I'm concerned about is the numbers that we just heard today, that the state gave us $7 million more dollars. We budgeted $4 million more dollars for salaries. We have how much was it in insurance?
6 million.
6 million more in insurance. So if the state, let's say, comes back next year to 3% levy increase, which is definitely possible, where we're going to be getting at a point where we're going to be writing with red ink within a few years. So Scott has done a great job at formulating strategies to transfer and use monies on hand rather than trying to create more.
I get you.
And that's all. I want to stick with our program as much as possible, which is a program that you all started last year.
I respect that, Brandon.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be only fair to let you know, I could support, but I will support.
And
whatever
I'm
you-
supportive of the coroner's request as well. It's just the matter of how we get there.
Mhm.
I think that's where it's a good topic for debate and discussion and working with Scott to make sure that we get there in a balanced approach that we can sustain. I don't want to see measures of austerity in the future because we made bad decisions today.
Okay.
Madam Chair, I just have to say that this is an estimate too. So when we
Yep.
talk about the collection, I think, Scott, thank you. I mean, you came in with very low numbers. I mean, our estimated, we're way under, I believe, what we'll actually draw. So I think, if you looked and forecast 10 years from now, could we be out? I can't see that far in the future, but I think over the next few years, we've been very fiscally responsible. I think we're underestimated on this revenue, and I think we're financially more sound and cash flush than this county's ever been and ever will be.
And I hope we keep it that way. And I agree with you, Councilman Bldg, that we're in a good financial position and the programs and the things that you all did even before I got here helped us get there. So credit to all of you. I want to see us examine every possible opportunities within existing structures to make things happen. That's it.
Thank you, David, for being here today, and it's not over yet, like I said. any
We'll
action's gonna
get
be
the
taken.
problem solved, Dave. It's just a matter of what flavor of sausage it comes
Coming
out.
back in office, some of the council know that I was fiscally responsible when I was coroner before, and I haven't left that at the door. I'm more than ever responsible for a whole group of people that I feel, deserve this, but we watched every line item, and I know that we return.
Yeah, and appreciate the
Good
state
amount of funds.
recognizing you as first responders. That's quite an achievement.
And I compliment the coroner for the tremendous service that they provide to the public, but also Dave himself and his management of his department has been excellent.
Did we move on this?
Thank you.
Number
Councilman,
4-2?
I'm gonna check out. Thank you.
Thank you. Are we done, or do we vote on number 2?
For the 16-month statement?
Yes,
Yeah.
pretty sure we did. Yeah.
Did Dave make it?
Yes.
Okay, I want to thank all the staff for their hard work, the 2024 budget and the councilman. Anyone have any words for anyone?
Madam Chairman, I'd just like to address our rank and file officers. Thank you for the job you do out there, and I agree with you. You do need to get your contract signed. However, I want to take this minute to personally apologize for some of the antics I heard going on in those negotiations and the behavior that happened. That is not reflective of myself and I think the majority of this council.
I think you're out of, I don't know what you're talking about.
I can explain if I can finish. If not,
I
then I
don't,
won't be able to.
we're still in negotiations.
I said that I am
Yeah.
personally saying that, and I'm not giving dollar figures, Counselor, you said, I'm saying that some of those the behavior that I heard, the way the person's dressed to make light of your plight is not good behavior, and I don't accept that. Personally, and I'm speaking on myself, not on behalf of the council. I don't think that affects the negotiations in any way, shape, or form. I think it needs to be held professional. If you're willing to act professional at the negotiation table, it should reciprocate.
And I'll say that I don't believe anybody has acted unprofessional. If you're speaking of council members, I don't believe any have acted unprofessional.
I present names.
I'll accept a motion to adjourn.
Madam Chair, can I
Yes.
just state, unrelated to that, anybody that didn't have a chance to look at Sunday's paper, thank you, Dan, and your publication, but our Golden Hoosier, the
Yes.
Golden Hoosier was highlighted in the Sunday paper, and it was a very good read, so.
2 pages, I believe.
Take a look.
Yeah, congratulations, Glorious, on the honor.
Thank you.
Well deserved.
2 honors.
Yep.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Oh,
You want?
we have public comment and budget workshop.
Extended if you wanted to.
I don't mind.
Who,
I
Who
think it
wants
should
to-
be
who wants to
granted
speak?
if someone has something to say.
who wants to come forward? Who asked? Okay,
I'd like to thank our council for their hard work for Lake County. It's come to our attention that transparency and accountability are sorely lacking in our health department. I can go on and on about the deficiencies, but let's talk about solutions, which are quite simple. Every citizen has a right to know. We are asking for changes. Number one, hold regular monthly health department board meetings open to the public. Number two, some of these meetings should occur in the evening so that working taxpayers can attend. All meetings should be posted on the government website under each department site. All meeting minutes should be posted upon approval. List all board members and contact information, including government email, on the website. Emails should be responded to, especially all submitted studies and research. Certain things have occurred that is prompting this public comment. There is zero data to show what Lake County health needs are and what is the best response for residents of Lake County. Although the newspaper article about maternal health was nice, it didn't address any current data or statistics. Feel-good articles don't explain $4.7 million to a health department with clear communication issues with its constituents. We were referred to Nick Dauphin. He very nicely answered some questions. However, we would like to know the qualifications, the terms of service of each board member. If records and meetings occur regularly, it should not take almost a month for a taxpayer to obtain records. Currently, Nick tells us he posted at the entrance of the department 48 hours prior to the scheduled meetings. What are the chances of 498,000 Lake County residents finding out about it? At this point, we have not been shown who has credibility to enforce tyrannical, unproven mandates. The last booster shot had a 17% compliance factor. Let's just say we all know why and have seen the numbers worldwide. We called the health departments of Johnson County, Marion County, and Porter County and asked if they have meetings open to the public. We were told they do. In fact, Porter County strongly encourages public commentary and participation. The health department told Luke Britt, the PAC, that the board hardly has any meetings. This is no longer acceptable, and we the people, when a bill is paid like taxes, you want to know what you're paying for. Maybe enough of us were not paying attention before, but that has changed. Our Lake County family will be looking forward to a tremendous increase in transparency, communication, and accountability. We're moving forward, but slowly. This whole thing about just getting some minutes to see what's going on at the meetings started in August, and now we're heading towards November. So hopefully we're going in the direction of resolution and going in the direction of transparency, and that's all anybody really wants.
yeah.
Thank you.
I know Councilman Niemeyer.
Yourself for the record.
I'm sorry. My name is Sheila Majecki. I'm from Cherville.
Sheila. Thank you, Sheila.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
House Enrolled Act 1167 from this last session addresses transparency and some of those concerns you had. I think the state legislature has had those same concerns, that it requires broadcasting and archiving and certain advertisement requirements of all governmental meetings, every one of them. So that's anything that has to do with a public body acting now has to be broadcast and archived. So that's good news, but it doesn't take effect till July of 2025, which is bad news. But I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that with the statement that I had asked Mr. Dauphin in the last meeting to make sure that while they're getting that funding increase from the state surpluses, that they do a better job at making sure the public can access it and we increase accountability. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I haven't read that particular legislation that's effective in 25. I think the Indiana open door law and public access officer would tell you, that the public has the right to know. I believe anyone intelligent enough to vote for us should be intelligent enough to know what we're doing. In this case, we're talking about this committee in the health department. Did we create the committee, the council?
It's established by statute.
I don't
Do
even.
we appoint to that committee? What's our relationship to the committee?
Ray? Or,
That would be established in the health department ordinance. I can take a look at it.
yeah.
By statute, you,
Did it, this body.
anything that's legislative.
Okay, well, we're under the Indiana open door law, so I'm not sure why. And I agree with at least 90% of what you said. Some part I don't understand. Certainly, I believe they should set meetings when it's convenient to the public, not employees. That would be in the evening. Certainly, they should be producing minutes. These minutes should be made available to the people. And I don't see any reason why they wouldn't have, again, all of the information. If they're intelligent enough to vote, they certainly should be told what we're doing. So I believe absolutely in open government. I've sued quite a few departments for the pay to operate under the open. And that law, in fact, is written in your favor. It says only in very unique circumstances, which are basically executive session, can government function without telling you, and then that's a very narrow area. So they should do it, period. I don't see where we have to wait to 25. They should have did it in 22 and prior, let alone in 23.
Madam Chair, if I may, do you have that letter written out, Sheila? What you were reading? Can I make a motion that Sheila provide a
Part of the
copy
record.
to Jasmine
Mhm.
and that it be forwarded to the health department and,
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Oh, they have it.
Oh,
Okay.
Sure.
okay.
You know, I don't know how government, I just want to make sure everyone's on the same page, we've all heard the exact same talk. So that we can move forward, because now, you know, it's only yet months later, right? And still.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But 48 hours is sufficient. They don't have to do anything greater than the 48, but they must at least do 48 hours.
Okay.
Councilman Lay, health boards are appointed by the county commissioners,
By the county
by the
commission.
county commissioners.
No.
Do you have a public records request? Is that what, that hasn't been answered? Have you made that request through the commissioner's office? You have.
And the THC, and yes, we, this is like the end of my road. My county government, you know. I just wanted to make sure everyone.
Shouldn't go to the state, right?
She said she think of public access. Sorry.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? All right, motion. Second. All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Aye.